So you got $5,000 burning a hole in your pocket and a new to you STI, and you're looking to do some modifications. Well, I've got a list that will help you spend $5,000 on modifications for your STI and turn it into what I feel is a better overall street car. It won't turn it into a race car, and this list isn't meant to do that or be all inclusive by any stretch of the imagination. It's just to make the STI a little bit better overall and what I feel Subaru should have done from the factory in the beginning. The list assumes that everything is new, and it also assumes that most of it's installed by the end user. So just jumping right into the list. Number one, I'll stand by these forever, is the front and rear shifter bushings. And once you get the factory rubber ones out to fully understand as to why I stand by these, I went with the brand Cartboy, and they're 60 to 80 bucks front and rear. Tightens up the shifting immensely, and it's just a better overall feel. Like I say, once you swap them, you'll fully get the idea for the money and the feel that it adds. It's just truly worth it. So number two on the list, and going along with the shifting, is a weighted shift knob. This will vary in price depending upon the material and the brand you go with, but you're looking anywhere from $100 to $200. I went with WC Lathe Works. It's a stainless knob, custom engraving, all that, and it is heavier than the factory STI knob. I do have a video on the exact weight. I can't remember. It's been 2 years ago or better now since I weighed it, but you're just looking for something with a little bit more weight than the factory one. You feel it, you know what the mod does and how much better it actually makes the car function and the shifter feel function. So moving right on down the line, we're talking about some power sound mods now. And again, like I say, just to make it a better street car, I would do kind of like the ETS axle back muffler style setup, not the muffler deletes. To me, I just don't like muffler deletes. I don't think they sound that great for me personally. So again, as I say, this is kind of just making a better street car. So ETS muffler axle backs, and with that, a Cobb Stage 1 Plus with a Pro Tune. You're looking at about $700 for the axle backs, and then $1,000 for the Cobb Stage 1 Plus setup, and roughly $500 for the Pro Tune. Again, the Pro Tune price will vary depending upon your tuner, and it could be $300, could be more, but I'm saying $500 for a good average just from what I've saw and read. The axle backs is just for the person who wants to go this far and stop. I don't see buying a whole cat back for someone who wants a little bit more sound and stopping at a Stage 1 Pro Tune, etc. Just moving right on down the line, this is the most expensive one on the list, and that is a set of Fortune 500 Gen 8 coilovers. Now, these are $1,800, but if you go with the default setup specifications they have, that is the way to keep the price low at $1,800. You start changing things, of course, the price will go up, but the default setup that they have is pretty good. Spring rates and such. They've been the Fortune 500s, I think, are one of the more or most popular coilover setups for the Subaru, and they've pretty well got it nailed down with a base setup that you're going to get a pretty good product right off the bat and not have to mess with it too much, for street use and such. But some of the things that go with that is you have to have rear lower control arms, which you could get a set from Super Pro, roughly 260 bucks from somewhere like Subi Mods or somewhere like that. Again, wherever you choose, it will kind of affect the price overall. So I'm saying 260 on the average, and then you have to have an alignment, and so 150, 170 for an alignment. Just to throw the last thing in there with the suspension, I would say you'd probably want to get a rear sway bar. Again, a rear sway bar really kind of livens the handling up on these cars and ties in with the coilover change and a little bit more aggressive alignment. Just to give the STI a little bit better handling and suspension package overall, because that factory setup is flat awful in my opinion. Just beats the every living crap out of you. All in with all those modifications, again, assuming that you install these mostly yourself, save for the alignment and a few other little things, you're looking at a grand total of about $4,970. So we come in a little under that 5,000, but again, like I say, the prices are reflected as new and bought from manufacturers and dealers, etc. You could very well save yourself probably a grand and buy used. Nothing wrong with buying used. But that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, found it helpful, please leave a like. We'll catch you in the next one.